So patches, generally the patches of the vulnerabilities shall be tested in the test environment. Okay. So suppose there are some kind of n number of servers are there. Okay. So for that purpose, I think you have to test in one PC, that to some segregated network. Then you have to apply those patches on all servers. Okay. Because at some time there will be like some compatibility issues will be there. For that purpose, you cannot be installed for the such kind of tools. Okay. Yeah. So system shall be protected. So as we discussed, patches are up to date. Yeah. Yeah. So coming to the standard operating procedures, so we have a SOP for your what we say like operating systems. We have a SOP for server platforms. So you have a policy for your endpoints, nothing but your workstations, or it might be your laptops. So the different types of network device. Okay. So it might be your application platforms. So it might be your databases. Okay. So suppose uh, uh, if I ask you like how you can, what are the various steps which you can see from your what we say like what are the various security steps which you have to follow for Windows 8.1. So what are the things you observe? What are the various parameters you check as part of SOP level? Can anyone can tell from the chat history? What are the various parameters you check? Suppose if you are if you are preparing SOP for a Windows 8.1 desktop, what are the parameters you have to check? Can anyone can tell from the basic chat? What are the parameters or what are the key? What are the things you have to see? So one is your yeah, BIOS hardening, perfect. So what else then I have to check? Coming to the BIOS, so what second thing I have to check? So I have to check, one is your user accounts, right? Second thing is your the antivirus installed or not. Yes, remote accounts, correct. Remote connections means what basically? Remote connections means what? Remote connections means to whom you have given the remote connectivity, right? Yeah, remote connections disabled. So someone told firewall, whether the firewall is enabled. Is it mandate to firewall to compulsory to be enabled? Yes, it has to be enabled. So suppose you have been told to access, okay, so firewall is there, you have a desktop firewall, inbuilt firewall is there. Uh, suppose my requirement is like I want to only suppose if I do a netstat. Okay, I'm just showing you like this is the command netstat hyphen TLNP. Okay, so this is the command actually which is used to see what are the ports and what are the services which are connected in my system. Okay, there are a lot of ports are there, there are a lot of services are there, right? But my requirement is like I want only port 80 to be open, I want only 443 to be open, I want only port 20 to be open, I want only 587, 994, 993 and 995 to be open, I want only 443 to be open. Okay, I have some around 100 ports are there. Okay, 100 services and ports are same, don't confuse here. Okay, so basically my requirement is like I want to do a blocking of a for particular ports. Okay, so this also can be done at the firewall level. Okay, this is a command actually, firewall.cpl. Okay, so here you can go to the advanced properties, as Nandishwar has discussed you about that how to block a incoming services and outgoing services. Okay, so if required, we will also provide that document like how to block a particular service or how to allow the particular services. Okay, so these are the some of the things you can harden at your what we say like your local PC itself. Okay, instead of going to the network. So if your local PC is hardened, or if your local PC is secured with best security mechanisms, so you will follow each and everything. Okay, so what else then? Coming to the servers. So servers में 2012 is there, right? 2016 is there, and 2018 is there. What are the different versions of server? Can anyone can tell from the chat? What are the different flavors of the server? what are the different flavors of the server? Can anyone can tell from the chat? Nehaji or some what we say like Kanika. Yes, can anyone can tell from the chat what exactly the different flavors of the server? It's a 2016, 2012, 2018. Okay, so there are different versions of the servers are there. Okay, so for that, basically, what exactly you have to see? Suppose if I am using a server 2018 version, right? Okay, so 2018 I am using. So what kind of things I have to see? Okay, so I have to see user accounts. I have to see whether my password is 8 characters or 14 characters, and what is the use of my server. Is basically where my server is located, whether it is a physically secured. Yes, 2000, 2008, 2008, perfect Srinivasan. Yeah, so these are the some of the servers are there. That too, you have a data center edition, you have a standard editions, and you have some limited editions. Okay, so these are the different flavors of servers. So coming to your 2008 R2 Srinivas or 2012 R2, suppose you have been given a task to harden your 2008 or 2012 server. So what you do basically, what are the points you do for hardening your server? What are the checks you have to do basically? Can anyone can tell from the chat what are the different checks you have to do? So I'm just writing in the chat. One is your user accounts. Okay, user accounts also, whether admin is enabled, whether your guest is enabled. Okay, whether you have renamed it. Okay, so renaming. So one is your user accounts. Okay, user accounts, whether it is a tie-up. So how many users account? There is a tie-up user already account created. Okay, there is a administrator account already added. Okay, so suppose, so what exactly you have to check again in this? Suppose there is an account already with tie-up is already used, tie-up is already configured. So whether the tie-up has given a full privilege, whether the tie-up is really a user who is accessing the particular server, whether the tie-up is if tie-up is configured, what are the privilege he has given, so what kind of connections he has given, and what kind of applications he has given. Okay, so these are the some of the things you can just check from your Windows Event Manager and all those things. Okay, so coming to your administrator account, so really your administrator account is needed or not needed for doing any administrative activities. So, or if you are suppose if you are creating a user with admin privilege is enough. My question is, so always you have to use a some kind of user with the limited admin privilege. Okay, administrator account has to be always disabled, as my point of view. Okay, what is your point? Can we discuss? What is your point? Like whether you think like administrator should also be enabled in your server environment. Why I'm stretching like administrator should be always disabled in your case. If this server is having a database, if this server is having a web server, and this server is connected to the internet. So can anyone can tell me like why I am stressing here administrator has to be blocked? Can anyone can tell from the chat? Srinivasan or anyone who is expert in yeah, to avoid attack. Okay, what kind of attack? Yes, to avoid attacks or to compromise your PC. Okay, correct. Correct, Kanika Gambir. Correct. You are correct. So some of the things are there because as soon as I access my server as an administrator account, so yeah, admin can delete. Yeah, perfect, Neha can delete the logs also. Yes, correct. So as part of if suppose your admin account is compromised, there is always chances like he can also he can also swipe your all your the things which he came. Okay, so always you have to see there is a user configured and what is the purpose. Okay, so user is nothing like you are created with name some kind of your organization name. Yeah, to have a control over and manage privileges. Correct, Srinivasan. So to manage and yeah, to manage privilege, correct. So suppose that if the admin account is created, then everything goes okay. So always like there should be some kind of users. It should not be like your organization name also. Okay, there is always these things like when we audit, when we go for different critical organization audits or critical organizations, there is always one thing is like there is a server actually. Okay, so there is a tie-up, there is some user, there is a there are n number of users. I mean like 3 to 4 users are configured, and there is a one, even though administrator account is also configured, and there is always there is a users with their organization's name. Okay, with their organization's name or their host name. Okay, so is it okay? Is it secure? Like if you are using your what we say like your user account or your host your these things with your organization name, is it okay? Is it secure or not secure? Suppose you have created some user, right? Because in my case I created Tayyab, okay, and another I created Naushad, another one I created some kind of Tayyab in, and another account I created now NAU SHAD SCRV, okay. So these are some of the users I've created, okay. Tayyab, Naushad, Tayyab, and Tayyab Saurav, okay. So basically, like it is absurd that most of the persons they will create a user with their organization name. Okay, they should not create a with their organization, because basically what exactly is he giving information to someone like I'm working in so and so an organization. Okay, so you should not create any user as part of your organization name. Okay, it should be like your either you through your name or either with the name of administrator or admin. Okay, so such kind of things you have to follow when you are when you are hardening, when you are checking your security level, some kind of basic security which is really required for your organization point of view. Okay, yeah. So diversity of endpoints. So endpoints are there, like endpoints maybe your laptop, your workstation, your desktop, maybe the part of your endpoints, right? So coming to the types of network devices, so can anyone can tell what are the different network devices which you seen as part of your organization? Can anyone can tell from the chat? So what are the various types of network devices you have in your present environment? Yes, switches, routers, correct. Gateways, correct. What about the firewalls? Firewalls you are taking as a, yeah, IDS, IPS, yes, modem, correct, correct, correct. Yes, gateways and firewall, correct, all the members. So yes, these are the some of the things are there. So one thing I want to ask, suppose as a CISO or as a your as a manager point of view, is it safe? Do you know any tool, or do you know any tool like which scans all those things at a one go for finding the vulnerabilities? Suppose you told, yeah, there are some routers are there, firewalls are there, Nessus, okay. Yes, Nessus is there. So which can be scanned, which gives the vulnerabilities. Nmap is there for which gives a different services or port to be opened. Is it safe? Like suppose there is a huge yeah, Metasploit is there. Metasploit is nothing but it is basically used for your penetration testing, correct? So have you ever observed, like suppose I think hope you have all your running configuration file with you. Is it I mean like is it okay, like if you suppose if you have a organization's running configuration file with you, so I will be showing one tool where it gives you the complete information of your what exactly the vulnerabilities present and what are the recommendation as an end user you have to take. Okay, being a CISO, what exactly the recommendation you have to give to the other members. Okay, so any tool, can you just tell me what is the tool? So basically, see, Nessus, Nmap, Metasploit, these are all tools, various tools are there. But can it be run in the live traffic? Can it be run on the live traffic? Pratiman, can it be run on the live traffic? Suppose my already have a lot of DC, I have a DC and DR. Okay. So can it be run on your this thing? Can it be run on the live traffic? No. yeah, no. So I think you have the Kali Linux right now. So I'll be showing one tool to you.